All right, guys, this week we're looking at measurement and we're doing conversions with it. Before we really get into how to measure and convert from one type of measurement to another, there's a principle that would help you to be able to understand. So we're going to go through the compensatory principle. Now, the compensatory principle sounds overly complicated. It's a very difficult name. You're never going to get quizzed on that, but you do need to know how to apply it, the basic idea behind it. And it's actually pretty simple. So what it says is when you're measuring with something that's large, you will need less of them. If you're measuring with something small, you'll need more of them. So for example, if I'm measuring the distance from this line to this line, and I'm using something like these base 10 blocks, the sticks, I could use one and a little bit less than two, okay? Now, if I use something that's much smaller, these little circles, okay? Since I'm measuring with something that is smaller, I will need more of them to be able to measure the same distance. So when I measure across, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, let's assume I know how to measure where there's no gaps and I don't stack anything on top of itself. There you go, 2, 4, 6, 7. So I need 7 of them because it's a smaller unit. When you use a smaller unit, you're going to have a larger number that you need to be able to get across. If you have a very large unit that you're measuring with, you will need less of them. That's the compensatory principle. All right, so we can continue and we can use a different unit with it. So I'll take this one off. And this time, instead of choosing for a base 10 block, instead of using the 10s, I'll use one of the little ones. Now, when we take a look at it, if I compare the two of them next to each other, all right, this little circle is larger than the base 10 block, the ones block. So since I'm using a smaller unit, the ones block, I should need more of them to make the same distance, okay? Again, that's the compensatory principle. So when I line these up, and I'm not going to worry about making it perfect, just taking a look, I need way more than just the 7 circles. Now, I'll grant you this is not the best measurement I've ever done because it's not the straightest of lines, and there's a few little gaps. But taking a look, you've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. It takes 16 of them, okay? So the compensatory principle is just that. When you use a small unit, you're going to have a larger number that you've used because you need more of them. If I'm using a small unit like this, I need 16 of them. If I use a larger unit, I will need less of them. So this unit, I only need 7 of them. When I use the 10s, the sticks, I needed 2 of them. If I used my hand, which is the largest of all of these, I would need 1 of them. The larger the unit, the smaller the number because the less of them that you will need.